The bullet leaves the barrel at 3,000 feet per second. By the time it reaches the target 400 meters away, it's already obsolete. April 2025. Fort Benning, U.S. Special Forces put down their M4 carbines and picked up something that doesn't fire bullets at all. The weapon that's defined infantry combat for 80 years. The assault rifle just lost its first real competition. Not to lasers, not to railgun, to something nobody saw coming. The Army won't say what it is. Defense contractors are filing patents under classified wrappers. And the reason they're replacing it has nothing to do with what you think kills soldiers. Because the assault rifle's biggest problem isn't stopping power or range. It's something far more basic. And when you understand what it is, every sci-fi weapon suddenly makes terrifying sense. World War II. The Germans invent the Sturmgewehr storm rifle. First true assault rifle. It changes warfare forever by solving one problem. Rifles were too slow, submachine guns too weak. The assault rifle balanced both. Since 1944, every military on Earth copied the same formula. Intermediate cartridge, selective fire, effective range, around 300 meters, the AK-47, the M16, the SCAR. All variations on the same 80-year-old concept. And for 8 decades, it worked. Until helmets got better. Body armor evolved. And suddenly, the assault rifle faced something it was never designed to defeat. Soldiers who don't go down when you hit them. But the Pentagon didn't panic. They had a solution ready. The next generation squad weapon, 6 years in development, finally fielded in 2024. A rifle so powerful it could punch through any armor at 600 meters. Problem solved. Except 3 months after deployment, soldiers started requesting their old rifles back. The XM7, the rifle that was supposed to replace the M4. It fires a 6.8 millimeters round with 20% more energy than standard NATO ammunition. On paper, it's perfect. Penetrates advanced body armor, doubles effective range, maintains accuracy in wind. The Army spent $20 million per year for 6 years developing it. Then soldiers actually carried it. Weight, 9.8 pounds loaded. Felt recoil, 80% higher than the M4. Ammunition capacity, 20 rounds instead of 30. The XM7 hits harder, but soldiers can't shoot it as fast, carry as much ammo, or sustain fire as long. Infantry units that received it kept requesting M4 South for close quarters operations, not because the XM7 doesn't work, because it works too well for the wrong situations. The weapon designed to solve body armor created 3 new problems. And that's when engineers realized something. Making better bullets wasn't the answer, because bullets themselves are the limitation. But if you can't improve the bullet, what do you improve? DARPA, 2023, the Extreme Accuracy Tasked Ordnance Program. Bullets that steer themselves mid-flight. The round leaves the barrel. Tiny fins deploy. Onboard guidance adjusts trajectory in real time. You aim at a target behind cover. The bullet curves around it. Wind, gravity, movement, all compensated automatically. Hit rates in testing jumped from 30% to 95%. The perfect solution. Until someone asked the cost question. Standard 5.56 millimeters round, 50 cents. Self-guided smart round, $35 to $50. A 20-round magazine becomes $1,000 of ammunition. A sustained firefight costs more than the soldier's annual salary. Special forces could afford it. Regular infantry. The math doesn't work, but the problem gets worse. Guided rounds need sensors, fins, processors, components that fail in dirt, moisture, extreme temperatures. Assault rifles work because they're simple. Smart bullets work because they're complex. Combat demands both. So engineers tried something else. If individual bullets can't be both cheap and smart, what if you make the rifle smart instead? Tracking point, year 2024. The rifle that never misses. You tag a target through the scope. The weapon calculates range, wind, movement. You pull the trigger, but the gun doesn't fire until the barrel aligns perfectly with the target. Look at the launch technology. In demonstrations, amateur shooters hit targets at 1,000 meters on their first try. Zero training required. The rifle does everything. Defense contractors lined up for military contracts. Then field tests revealed the flaw. Battery life, 4 hours active use. Recharge time, 6 hours. Combat operations last days. The smart rifle becomes a heavy, expensive club. The moment its battery dies, and batteries fail in cold, in heat, when wet, when drop. The assault rifle is reliable because it's mechanical, springs, pins, gas pressure, no electronics, no batteries, no software crashes. What happens when your targeting computer freezes during an ambush? Soldiers learn to trust tools that work when everything else fails. Smart rifles work until the moment you need them most. That's when researchers realized they were approaching this wrong. U.S. Marine Corps 2025 experiment. They removed assault rifles from an entire platoon. No rifles, no bullets, just something that looked like oversized binoculars with a trigger. Laser designators. The Marines don't shoot enemies. They mark aim. A drone 2,000 feet overhead does the actual killing. Reaction time, 8 seconds from designation to impact. Accuracy, every target marked gets hit. Range line of sight, no bullet drop, no wind compensation needed. Zero ammunition to carry. Perfect solution until combat conditions broke everything. The designator needs clear line of sight. Smoke, fog, dust blocks it. The drone needs GPS. Urban canyons, buildings. Jamming kills the signal. Communication latency in contested networks, 12 seconds becomes 40 seconds. By the time the strike arrives, the enemy moved. Or worse, civilians moved into the target zone. The system that worked flawlessly on the range collapsed in realistic scenarios. Assault rifles don't need satellites, drones, or network connections. They work when everything else fails. And that's what makes them irreplaceable. Or so everyone thought, because there's one weapon concept that might actually work. China 2024, military exercises in Xinjiang, infantry units carrying something that looks like a rifle but isn't. No barrel, no bullets, directed energy weapons. Not lasers that burn, electromagnetic pulses that disable. One shot kills electronics in a 50-meter radius. Vehicle computers, radios, drones, smart weapons, everything stops working. Modern warfare depends on electronics. Soldiers rely on night vision, GPS, communications, computerized weapons. An EMP rifle doesn't kill people, it blinds them. In field testing, units with EMP weapons defeated technologically superior forces because those forces couldn't use their technology. The weapon that replaces the assault rifle might not shoot anything at all. But here's the problem that breaks everything. EMP weapons need enormous power. Current prototypes weigh 35 pounds and fire 3 shots before the capacitor needs recharging. And they're useless against enemies without electronics, insurgents, militias, low-tech forces. You've created a weapon that only works against advanced militaries. The assault rifle kills anyone. The EMP rifle only kills specific targets. Which brings us to what actually happens. What will replace the assault rifle? Nothing. At least, not the way anyone imagined. Every replacement weapon works, but only in specific conditions. Smart bullets work when you can afford them. Smart rifles work when batteries don't die. Laser designators work when networks function. EMP weapons work against electronics. The assault rifle works everywhere. In 2025, the US Army made a quiet decision. Next-generation weapons become specialized tools, not replacements. Infantry squads now carry the XM7 for long-range arma threads, M4 Sal for close quarters. Designated marksmen with smart scopes, one soldier with electronic warfare capability. The future isn't one weapon replacing another. It's soldiers carrying multiple systems for multiple threats. The replacement already happened, we just didn't recognize it. The question wasn't what replaces the assault rifle, it's what fights alongside it, because modern warfare isn't about the perfect weapon. It's about having the right weapon for the moment. And the moment changes faster than any single technology can adapt. That rifle firing bullets at 3,000 feet per second? Still obsolete. But so is everything designed to replace it. 80 years later, soldiers still pick up assault rifles first, not because they're the best weapon, because they're the only weapon that works when everything else fails. Sometimes the future isn't about replacement. It's about addition. And sometimes the 80-year-old answer is still the only one that matters.